Hey everyone, so today's video is actually going to be a video regarding how to progress in Arena. All right. The reason I'm doing this is there is an Arena rally coming up tomorrow at the making of this video. And it is April 15th. So tomorrow, April 16th, there's going to be an Arena rally where you can get an epic book. Just a quick overview of Arena. You know, in order to be successful in Arena in the extremely higher tiers, you are going to need booked heroes. You're going to need some, strong light and dark heroes or really broken heroes. Like if you look at my defense, I use this broken hero in Ralph, and then I also have Zoltan, which is an extremely strong light and dark unit. So, in order to progress this high, you are going to need some of these things. But as I've mentioned in videos past, the need to get into Legend doesn't make any sense, because these rewards, these season rewards right here, these ancient summoning crystals, are a scam. Like, they're terrible. So I think a really nice goal for people should to be try and get into Diamond, so you can get that 5-star essence, which used to be a pumpkin, and these 10 summoning crystals, which are so much more valuable than this. So not needing to hit Legend is kind of a nice thing in Arena. Platinum's even good, getting those 6 crystals as well as a 4-star divine essence is still really nice. So I do want to show you guys, I think, one of the best ways for you to try and progress using a simple strategy. This strategy revolves around one elite hero and the option of a couple different epics, mainly 2, but I think a third one would probably suffice. Just depends on how high level you guys are at right now in your Arena. So the hero I want to talk about around today's strategy is Joseph. So Joseph is an elite hero that has a really interesting trait. His trait is this ascension, this speed buff, and if it's ascended, it's doubled. So what we're going to do here is we're going to utilize Joseph's speed. He's one of the fastest heroes in the game under one epic, but I actually want to pair him with an epic as well if you have the ability. So the nice thing about Joseph is the fact that he's an elite, so he's easy to book. As you see here, these elite book of masters, elite books are really easy to come by. They're usually in the lower tiers of, dungeon rallies and things like that. So I think you can stack them up fairly quickly because, in all honesty, there's not a lot of elite heroes that are worth booking. There's maybe 5 to 10 of them. So if your focus is to progress further into Arena, I think Joseph is a nice option. He gets additional speed on his physique, and then these gear abilities, gear masteries, also increases speed. So if you look at my Joseph, right? He is very fast at level 50. I do have some pretty good gear on him, obviously. So if you're below that, that is fine. Because like in the lower tiers of gold or platinum, I'm sure you don't need this much speed. But I'm ranked 10 right now in Arena, and I'm going to need him to be really fast. So if you take a look at his speed, it's 304, right? But he's ascended 5, which gives him 20% additional speed. It's not 20 flat speed, it's 20% of his speed. So if you take that and times that by 20, he gets 60 additional speed. So he's actually 364 speed, which outspeeds a lot of heroes. So we're going to utilize Joseph and his speed to go first and use a really broken spell, which you're still able to use in normal Arena. You don't have those in RTA. To jump into one of 2 epic heroes that can just absolutely obliterate defenses. So those two heroes are Baron and Bocce. So these two heroes have now become like the top tier epics in the game. Baron, I think, is still really good in arena offense. She's kind of fallen off in RTA because she just can't kill tanks, as well as the rise of a specific hero that I'm going to make a hero guide on, which is Ralph. He's way too strong. I do want to make a dedicated video on him. But Bocce is also a character that has just risen through the ranks to become really good in Ash Magisteria Dungeon, as well as just being a killer in normal arena. Out of all the heroes I have, Bocce is kind of the guy that saves me in arena offense. So these two heroes can really make this strategy easy for you, and I think they are, one of the first epic heroes that you should book. I will say that Baron is probably a little more free-to-play friendly than Bocce, because Bocce kind of needs to be Ascended 5 to get this damage reduction 2 on him, which is not as important as the fact that when he's Ascended, he ignores 100% of defense on his roller bomb instead of 80%. This is more of the key here. So he is definitely more pay to win than Baron, where Baron, if she's Ascended, she gets additional damage up, which is important. But even without the damage up, without her being Ascended to A5, she still gets crit damage up, which should be enough damage, for the purpose of your arena offense. So those two heroes, I think, are 100% worth your books and worthy of being the first epics that you book. Baron is probably a little bit better for free-to-play people, considering she's really good in a bunch of different areas of the game, and she's kind of the key for Void Tower, whether it's Void Tower Normal or Void Tower Hard, where Bocce is kind of more of a niche hero for Arena and then maybe one or two specific dungeons. He's also pretty good in Void Tower Hard, but nowhere near the amount of damage that Baron does. Lastly, I do want to talk about an epic that I think complements this strategy, but she can also be used over Joseph, and that's Melisa, which is Fire Melisa, as she's sometimes called, because there is a light version of her. But she has a trait similar to Joseph, where she gets 45% attack, crit damage, and speed. So this hero can actually hit really, really hard. But as you see here, her speed is 247, but she gets a 45% boost to her speed, where Joseph gets only 20%. But if you look at her speed here, you times this by 45%, her speed goes up 111. So her speed is actually 358. Now I have her tuned this way so she can follow up Joseph. So let's just get into this strategy, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So in normal arena, obviously these are like some killer defenses, and this strategy is only so efficient against these top tier players. But you're not going to be seeing defenses like this if you're in, gold or platinum. But this strategy works against defenses like this. So what we're going to do, so Divine Yolanda is usually really, really fast, but she is nowhere near, 360 speed that we've seen with Joseph. So here, I'm going to bring in Joseph. He's going to be my first hero. And he should outspeed everybody. And then I'm also going to bring in Baron. And we'll utilize this strategy with both of these heroes. I'll just lose so I can show you, unless this Light Nick is not booked, but I still don't think that's going to matter. Oh, and then I wanted to bring in Fire Melisa. So I just want to show you how this strategy works in concept. Okay, so over here in your spells, there is a jump spell, which is called Agile Leap. It is kind of broken, but at the same time, you know, there's so many different mechanics in this game that are broken. Okay, so if you jump into this match here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you see here, both Joseph and Fire Melisa are faster than this Divine Yolanda, which I'm sure is somewhere around 330 speed, maybe 340. Really hard to, you know, outspeed. But because of their traits, they actually have the ability to do this. So, what this strategy does is it allows Joseph to go first and use this Agile Leap into Baron. So even though Baron is this slow, because he's fast, I can Agile Leap into Baron, and then she takes his turn. This allows Baron then to go and just, you know, wreak havoc on this team. So she gets the double attacks, right? Now the reason that I have Melisa in here is to do the follow-up damage to someone like Holy Armor Virgil or finish off the Divine Yolanda. And that's basically how this strategy works. Now, obviously, I'm only using 3 units here. You know, if I brought in a 4th, I could have someone like Ciara, you know, to try and do the final damage here. I could bring in somebody like Jonathan to be able to deal with the Light Nick. Whenever he attacks to keep my team alive, I could bring in a Mathasia. I could bring in an Ashlyn to stun the Light Nick, you know, after I kill the rest of his team or something like that. So that is another strategy that you can use. The other nice thing that is kind of available to you with this strategy, if you use both Jonathan and Fire Melisa, is Joseph has a really nice ultimate ability where he gives attack up and defense up. And this pairs really nicely with Baron because she does not have an attack up buff. So because Fire Melisa is still faster than the rest of this team, I can use his ultimate ability, right? Give attack up to Baron because you saw I didn't have enough damage to kill his entire team, and then I can Agile Leap into Baron with Fire Melisa. So maybe this is enough damage to take out, you know, the Holy Armor Virgil and Divine Yolanda while keeping the Light Nick alive. See? So there it was enough damage. So that's where it pairs nicely. And that's where I was talking about, like right here, I could bring in, you know, an additional support to help me live against Light Nick to then eventually take out this team. So kind of cool strategy. It helps you beat a lot of speed teams, which I think are, you know, the main kind of strategies at the lower levels. And I'll also show this with Bocce as well. So here we're just going in, we're going to use the same team, except we're going to use Bocce. So Bocce is just an amazing unit right now. Ignoring 100% of defense is just so killer. So Bocce actually has an attack up on his ultimate. So utilizing the Joseph Melisa strategy with Bocce is not as good as it is with Baron because Baron benefits from Joseph's ultimate. So here, the highest HP is Divine Yolanda. She has this weird trait where she can't take more than 65% damage. So his ultimate actually has to do enough damage that the roller bomb would kill her. I thought his Holy Armor Virgil was going to... Oh, it is enough. Okay. So here, Bocce just spirals. It takes out the entire team. And then Fire Melisa also has this no positive effects on her ultimate. The problem is with like Light Nyx and stuff like that, they tend to have some high resistance, so she might not be able to land this. Or if she does enough damage to him, she will activate his death immunity before she gets that up. But also, if this Light Nyx isn't booked, he won't get that if he's the last one standing. So I guess we'll see here. So see, he resisted it. Okay, but we did put up the no positive effects. So that was kind of nice. But because of the revive spell on Divine Yolanda there, we ended up dying. But same strategy, right? You just use Joseph to jump into either Bocce or Baron to absolutely nuke teams. So, a team like this, right? This is where Fire Melisa and Joseph actually work together. So if you see an Aurea team, right? Aurea tends to screw this strategy up. But you can counteract this a little bit in certain ways. So because this Aurea isn't 5-star, she will only taunt the hero with the highest attack. So if we bring in both Joseph and Fire Melisa, we actually have the ability to still get around Aurea, because Joseph will eat the taunt, and then Fire Melisa will go next and then can Agile Leap into Bocce or Baron. So let's see if this works. The trick here is both Joseph and Fire Melisa have to be faster than the Halia, which I don't know if they are. Okay, so they are. So here you saw Joseph. He took... he ate the taunt from the Aurea, used his basic ability, which actually gives Fire Melisa even more speed. And again, this allows us to Agile Leap into Bocce. And then Bocce will just go and kind of spiral out of control, do his ultimate, and then go into his roller bomb, then go into his roller bomb. Oh, so here, that was actually a deflect, which is, actually something that I probably should talk about. It's really important to build your heroes with precision and stuff like that, so things like this don't happen. I feel like that might have been a little unlucky, but also that Aurea could have been built fairly well with some deflect. Agility. So even in this instance, if we, let's say we bring in Baron. Baron might be better against this team if she has enough firepower to kill the Holy Armor Virgil. But what we're trying to get across here is that Joseph eats that taunt up and allows to Agile Leap, into the Baron to then nuke. So, yeah, I really think that this strategy can help a lot of beginning players get around some of those speed comps. The reason why I bring up Baron and Bocce is obviously much better against tank teams than Baron is. But if it's if it's not a tank team, you can 100% use Baron and still nuke pretty hard. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today, guys, is that kind of simple strategy, utilizing Joseph and Fire Melisa. I think they go really well together to be able to, progress higher on your arena offense by using a simple elite and then one or two specific heroes in the epic slot, which is Baron or Bocce. Now, I know that books are annoying for people and stuff like that, but these heroes are used in a bunch of different areas, and you can still utilize them in a strong arena offense team. And then, of course, the Fire Melisa to follow up the Joseph, just in case they have Aureas. Fire Melisa is also there to kind of deal with grass units like Ashlyn or Mathasia. If you can't take them out, a well-built Fire Melisa can actually take out those heroes as well. So, yeah, just a quick little video on this. I hope this helps you guys progress. It's kind of, a little cheat code here and there. Yeah, I hope this helps in normal arena for you guys and allows you to progress further in that arena rally that's coming up. So that's all I got for you today, guys. Hope you have a good one. See you later.